Hey there, folks. My name is Michael Bertrand, and happy Halloween! Now that that's over, tonight I'm going to talk about the other 1%. We hear a lot about the 1% today, and for good reason. There are a very greedy, very spoiled group of people who are going to break capitalism if we don't stop them from just basically deciding that all money is theirs. But I'm going to talk about the other 1% tonight. The one that doesn't get talked about as much. And that 1% is us. Me, you, and everyone like us. If you are watching this video indoors in a heated room with lots of lights for electricity, having had more than enough calories for the day and hopefully some nutrition too, in a place with hot and cold running water and all manner of small conveniences, like, say, living someplace that isn't war-torn, or being able to have a sleep on an actual bed and not just on a dirt floor. If all that applies to you, in other words, if you are a member of the top 2 billion of the world, the people who live in countries that are fully modern and democratic and based on the rule of law and free and all those good things, well, then you're part of the global elite. You really are. You might not feel like it because you might feel that compared to the actual society you live in, you're quite far from the top. In my case, you're only a couple of rungs from the bottom, actually. But nevertheless, you are part of an elite group. You are living better than most other people in the world. The majority of the people in the world. There's a lot of people in this world to whom the life that a person on welfare in North America, shall we say, leads would be unimaginably luxurious. To them it would be living like kings. But it's actually living better than kings, because all the kings of old, all the emperors and kings and queens and high priests and you name it, archbishops of yesteryear, could not have gotten, with all their wealth and power, the standard of living that even someone on welfare has today. That's just the truth of it. We are geographically, chronologically blessed. Now, I say this not to make people feel guilty, although I suppose that's one side effect. I just think it is very important to maintain perspective on things. I think it's worth everyone's time to stop and think about, what did I do to deserve being born as I am? Obviously the answer is, well, nothing. You were just lucky. And then you have to stop and ask yourself, well, should luck be all that important? Is it acceptable that I get to live a life none of the kings of old could have hoped to live, whereas someone else, someone who's just as human as I am, just as fragile and fallible as I am, just as valid a human being as I am, someone whose inherent worth is the same as mine, gets to live a life worse than that of a medieval peasant? Is that fair? Is that right? Is there something we can do about that? Do we have an obligation as essentially the rich elites of the world to look beyond our own borders and our own limits, our own society, and think about what is happening to the people who are, metaphorically speaking, right outside our door? The people who, in fact, often are working for us. They're working to make the products we buy. And they live in nations that have been willfully enslaved in order to make sure that they don't start thinking they have rights. If you can enslave a nation, you don't have to enslave the population. You just keep the conditions that lead to freedom from existing. What do we owe the other people in this world? Does it matter that there's people starving at the gates of paradise? I leave that up to you. My name is Marco Bertrand, and thank you for watching. As one member of this global elite to another, have a happy Halloween, and I'll talk to you later.